Good evening. I'd like to discuss today the issue of deciding when death should occur. I'm not talking personal decisions per se, but there's a common phrase used by those who are sensitive and caring that they're in too much pain, their life needs to be ended. Now, on the front of it, it sounds really magnanimous, but I have a real big problem with that statement. The statement only has validity if the person whom you're talking to told you that they're in so much pain that they want to die. Then you have a valid argument, because the person who is in pain has made the assessment that they want to die at this point because of all the pain they're in. Now, I still have a problem with it, but I'll get into that later. Now, I have a problem when this phrase is applied to people who are incapacitated, are asleep because of medications, animals of any kind, etc. Anything that cannot confirm your assessment that they're in too much pain to live. We do this, I don't think it's actually a magnanimous statement. I think it's really that you feel that the animal or the person is in too much pain for you to see them continue living. And that's an important distinction. So you decide that they have to die. This person may not be in as much pain as you think they are. They might be in pain, but they may not want to die. Let's give you an example. Let's say somebody had his arm blown off by a weapon or whatever, and he's in a lot of pain. He has body damage also. He's in a lot of pain. You could argue, oh, look at him writhing on the ground. I can't see him in that kind of pain. I must kill him. Have you talked to him? Maybe he wants to live. Maybe he's okay living without an arm, without two legs. Maybe he's okay living with permanent back pains or paralyzation. Maybe he's okay with this because he has other things he wants in life, like visiting his loved ones or seeing his grandkids or whatever. Have you asked them? Now, in Europe, where suicide is legal, euthanasia is legal in many parts of it. Most of the people who are euthanized or put to death by doctors are elderly people who are under heavy medication who cannot respond to the doctor. In fact, over 80% of the people that the doctors euthanize never openly state that they wanted it. The doctors just decided that, oh, they're in too much pain. Now take this to the big, kind-hearted animal rights people. And they look at an animal and say, I can't see that stray cat out and back. It has infections, it has worms, it's sickly, it's obviously dying. It's clearly in a lot of pain, therefore we must kill it. It's like, excuse me, how do you know that the animal wants to die? Maybe the animal is willing to tolerate that much pain. Maybe, the animal is able to deal with it. We don't know the tolerance of animals for pain. How can you make the assessment that this animal, because of its injuries, wants to die? Because of its sicknesses, wants to die? Is it you deciding that you are uncomfortable seeing this animal sick, therefore you want to see it die? And then that gets to the ultimate question. What right do you have to make that decision? What right? I could see you say, I want to provide for this animal medication to reduce its pain. That's a harmless act to do, because even if the animal doesn't want the medication, it's not going to hurt it. You're not making the situation worse. Same thing with people. A person who is in a lot of pain, what do? You give them pain medications to dull the pain. It's not going to make the situation any worse. Most it can do is make it better. Now, what about the person who says, I'm in so much pain, I must die? Well, here's my problem with that. And it isn't so much that I am against them choosing to die. But if they're going to choose to die, I want them to do it to themselves, for one, and not have somebody else drawn into it. If you're going to want to die, you're going to be the person who commits your own death. I'm sorry. Dragging someone else into it is making them an accomplice. Secondly, if you want to die, it might be a momentary feeling. Almost everyone in life has had at some point in their lives thought about suicide, thought their lives were worthless or whatever. If everyone killed themselves at those moments, you'd have a massive drop in population of people who were only temporarily sick, temporarily depressed, or whatever. My answer to them would be, I want to die. I said, okay, we'll give you some more pain medication to alleviate some of this pain. And we can discuss this. Because, are you certain about this? Because this is a final solution. You don't get a back out of this. You know. And if you really talk to them and find out why they want to die, sometimes it's not a good enough reason. You know. And if they're really that committed to it, then they can do it to themselves, not drag other people into it. Anyways, my thought is that death is a very personal matter, and when one wants to die is also a very personal matter. And I'd rather leave it in the hands of the individual than in the hands of a government, state, a doctor, or anybody else for that matter. And there's a lot of other areas we can discuss in this field, but anyways, that's what I have to say about that. Thank you very much, and have yourself a great day.